Alright, we're gonna play an amazing game called Girls and Sweets. I found it on the Steam store just now. One of the new anime releases, and it's... oh boy, we're in for a ride. Yeah, I played it a little bit, but I want you guys to experience some of the stuff that I am with this. I need you guys to experience some of it, okay? We're at the main menu. Immediately, you guys notice, press any button for start. That's an indicator of a bad translation here. And it is what we have here. That is the case for what this is. This is a Russian-made visual novel, horribly translated. And from what I saw in the reviews, it was horribly written in Russian as well. You know, his native fucking language. But that's whatever. Languages can be hard, you know, grammar can be tough sometimes. When you're selling a game for $2, you don't expect like AAA quality visual novels, right? So that's fine. So let's get started with Girls and Sweets. So this is a Renpai game. You can tell pretty easily that it's a Renpai game. Let's get started. Okay. Alright, so if you weren't hovered over it, you would have no clue what you're staring at. When you hover over them, you find out their choices. To choose the language. There's Russian, there's English. Do you have any other way of knowing that this is that screen? No. Alright, let's do English. And chapter 1. Today it has been 10 years since I left Japan, as I ran away from what I believed in my destiny. I don't really know how to treat this problem. Despite the past tense, I still can't talk about it, or think about it, for more than a few minutes. Notice here we have a stock image of a bathroom with a pretty big like circular bathtub. Is that a hot tub or something? And like a sink over there. I don't know, maybe we're just rolling in the money. We're this chick, by the way. We're this girl. Okay, we're one of the girls, apparently, in Girls and Sweets. So let's continue this amazing story. I thought it was a matter of time to understand what happened, but now I'm sure it won't take long. But courage, or maybe that's what I should have come here. I didn't read that wrong. That's what it actually said. I'm finally out of the shower. It's not a shower. And ready to go to the hospital. Today I had to welcome new residents, and I was already late enough not to reach them before. As coordinator of medicine at a prestigious hospital in New York City, notice only the York is capital, I had to have a full-time job. The situation, which didn't bother me at all most of the time, but today was different. How's today different? I left my apartment dressed in an outfit that, in my opinion, I corresponded to this case. I got up in my car, and when I was driving to work, I found myself thinking about her again. I'm surprised how sometimes these memories clog my mind. In recent years, I lived absorbed in the hospital drama, almost placed in this complex of buildings, filled with people who want to live and die. But his memory is always present. In a few days, he drags my mind like the light, which immediately illuminates the room and in others. If you're noticing the pronoun switch there, the her and him there, that's gonna happen a lot. He seems as distant as a small candle. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. Trying to shine in the middle of absolute darkness. Okay, I guess that makes a little more sense. Why did we have to break them into two lines of dialogue? Why couldn't it just be one line so it made sense? Alright. Upon arrival at my destination, I parked my car, went down, and immediately when I went to the door, I saw young people in a white coat smoking. Another time, I'd remind you. Alright, let's talk about these boys, okay? None of them are in white coats. These aren't white coats. He's in a white... they're both in white shirts. They're not in coats. They are not dog... these are, like, clearly schoolboys. Both from the same school. Alright, well, let's... okay, we'll ignore that. Okay, you know, free acid from somewhere. Alright, that can be fine. Usually, when you get a free asset, you want it to, like, fit what you're actually writing about them. But, okay, we'll ignore that. We'll ignore that. Let's keep going. They say that it is absolutely forbidden. But not today. Not to mention, there were apparently new residents, so I missed it. Alright, now this is the line of dialogue where, when I was reading it in my head myself, it was really fucking me up. I had no clue what was going on. Ekpek Jewelry You should go smoke with me, said one of the guys. Totally caught me off guard, although I decided to completely ignore it. When you ignore me, you'll see. You'll be mine, the young man repeated. Definitely today, the universe had tested my patience. If you're wondering which boy talked, I have no clue. The game decided not to tell me which boy spoke, nor even indicated at all that one of these gentlemen is speaking, but we'll assume one of them spoke. Not sure which one, but all right. Now we have to make a choice to reply or ignore, and he said some weird shit about if you ignore him, you become his. I don't really know what all that's about, but we'll ignore him because he's a creep. I again decided to ignore what is happening. I think he tried to ask us to go out for a smoke with him, insinuating that he'd rather have sex with us. I don't really know how that's an insinuation. Don't people actually just smoke? I don't really understand what's going on with that. Whatever. I entered the back of the conference room, took the list of participants, the route, and went to the deck. The deck. I thought it said desk. It doesn't. That's what it would say. My mind corrected it to what it would say if it wasn't a bad translation. There were about 30 people, between young people and a little older. However, my list indicated that there should have been 50. So I asked the assistant staff to collaborate on the event of the day so they would go looking for the remaining ones. After a few minutes, I saw the children I saw at the door of the hospital smoking, which is curious, it's fate. They all sat apparently a little surprised to see me. Alright, let's look at that real quick, okay? Let's go back to that real quick, okay? Alright, because this is Renpai, we can use the mouse wheel to just go back in the text that just happened, okay? That's her for a second, and then it fades out. So I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be here right now, but he spawned her before changing the scene, doing the fade out, clearing everything out. That's what you can do in Renpai. And this is probably her talking. Aika. Good morning. Today we are here to welcome you to the International Hospital of New York, which you enter as general residents first. I do not want to congratulate you. The available quotas are reduced and the applicants are too many. My name is Ike Kagome, and I am the coordinator of the hospital. I mean them as a first step. That is completely forbidden to smoke inside the premises, including the entrance and parking. If they are found performing this action, they will be punished. Everyone looked closely, especially at the young man who spoke to me during the entrance. After the injection, we went to the hospital. I guided the turb until I was interrupted by the speaker. Dr. Kagame, she immediately requested in his office. Yes, it said that. If you have no clue what's going on other than she's a doctor somewhere, that's pretty much the only thing I'd figured out so far. The voice repeated twice. A little complicated. I decided to leave my assistant in the conduct of the tour and to go to the specified location. I quickly got to the floor where my office was. I walked up to my assistant's desk, who didn't even notice I was there. Okay, another boy, clearly from the same school as the other two. Doctor, sorry to interrupt your day. You have a call from Tokyo. It's your father, my assistant said, a little nervous. Calm macaw, please transfer the call to my office. Thank you. So we're Aika? I'm just realizing it now. I'm realizing now what happened. Okay. So what happened is, the Russian translator literally wrote Aika like this, right? Like how it's written here, right? He wrote it like that in Russian. And I guess when it was translated into English, it read as Ike, like I-K-E or Ike or whatever. Like, it's supposed to say Aika. It's supposed to say Aika, but it literally says Ike when you translate it because it's pretty close, I guess. But that took me until this playthrough for the video to figure out. I was very confused for the longest time what any of that was about. My heart turned upside down. I had no idea what was going on. I had a connection with my father, but he only spoke to my personal phone. Father, how are you? It was the first thing I said when removing the phone. Did you notice? Did you notice we're suddenly in a shittier font? Very awkwardly. Like, this is okay. This is okay. This is fitting. And then, just for the father... Ike! I'm sorry to call you right now, but I need you to come to Tokyo. Your grandfather died. I thanked heaven that I was sitting. If not so, I would have fallen from the bars to the floor. Well, it's time to go back then. Oh yeah, she ran away at the beginning. That was like the first line and was never spoken of again. I said without calling, the time that I was most afraid of has come. I will have to go back to the place where she ran like a coward. Funeral tomorrow. We're waiting for you here. Goodbye, daughter. Is that how people actually end phone conversations? Cut off the call. I remained frozen, still with the phone glued to my ear. We wait for you. I should have told you. No. This madness. I don't want to see anyone from the family, Kagome, even my father, as if I didn't want to. I lie. I wanted to see someone, but I wasn't sure if she wanted to see me. My mind is flooded with memories as I flew over Japan. Memories of my father, my mother, my grandfather, my life. Memories of her. You know? How much will it change? What would his life be like? Will he be happy? Do you have someone? This last question has pierced my chest like knives since my departure. I didn't want to look for any news about the family, and I didn't want my father to tell me anything about it, perhaps because I was afraid to hear what I didn't want to hear. Alright, I think I've seen this background image before. I think it was in that shitty fidget spinner dating game. Oh, I never uploaded that to this channel, did I? I had recorded playing a fidget spinner dating sim visual novel. And I think I just never finished editing it, and I don't know where the project file for it even is. If I ever find it, you guys will see it. But I'm pretty sure this background was in it, like in the finale of it. So the loudspeaker brought back the shitty text. Okay, so maybe it's like side characters you don't see in the game that get this kind of shit. Why? I have no clue. In Renpai, you shouldn't have to like declare this shit for every single line that's spoken or every single character that's spoken. So it's very weird to me that these characters specifically are singled out. What it tells me is probably, I have no clue. I don't know how he did this, but okay. This voice pulled me out of my thoughts. We came. we came. Oh, there's our assistant. I got out of the airport ready to take a taxi. However, a tall man and some gray hair came up to me with a small sign that said my name. So that's very clearly the same art that was used for my assistant back at the office. Okay, alright. Budget's tight, we'll just reuse it, no change. Okay, cool. Accompanying. Good day, Miss Kagome. Your father sends me to take her home. Said in a kind tone. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to be kind with that. Sorry, my bad. Very well, thank you very much. I wasn't surprised that I didn't come to him. I probably would have been busy preparing for the funeral. The path became bigger than it really was. Maybe I was too concerned. I didn't want to get to the mansion I had been a prisoner in for years. However, I wanted to know if she was there. When I came, I blinded this place. I didn't change at all. I know his grandpa wanted to keep it as is. Curious. Here it is. That I haven't spoken to him since I ran away from home. I tried, but in a few... Sometimes I called, never wanted to talk on the phone, ever heard him say, I have no friend. I have no granddaughter. The phrase hurt me more than I thought. Fuck. After that, I decided not to look for him again. I couldn't pardon the forgiveness of someone who didn't really love me. Get down from the car and I saw my father smiling while standing at the top of the stairs. His face was tired and there was some sign of aging. However, he was still the same majestic but kind man he remembered. Welcome home, daughter. I'm glad you're back. Alright, a couple things. One, that was very clearly the art used in an earlier scene. Two, why does my father look like he's about the same age as me? Is there any reason for that? Also, why is he... Why does she wear the same school outfit as them? These are literally all characters from some free visual novel. school kid, like high school kid outfit group. They're all from the same school! But none of them are in school! Why would you get school visual novel assets for grown adult characters already graduated with mansions and shit? What the fuck? Why do I look older than my father? Oh. Said this when he came to hug me. Good day, father. I'm glad to see you too, even if in these circumstances. I'm laughing because literally anytime he gets dialogue, he moves a couple pixels and flips. I think this is supposed to indicate smooth animation. Alright, what we've got here is this Russian dude found a couple Ren'Py tutorials, and he started doing them. And this was the part of the tutorial where they taught him about how to do little character animations. What he fails to understand though, or what that tutorial might have failed to explain, is that usually you do it when they have their first line of dialogue that they're talking. Not every single line of dialogue, like that's the first problem. Second of all, I mean, just moving them a couple pixels and flipping them, that's not really animation. I like, it's something at least, it's moving, so it's not like static. But I mean, every line of dialogue, it's every line! It's every line! Yes, it is a pity that our reunion is in this situation. However, I am very happy to see you. You are already a whole woman. It is amazing how time passes. He took my hand to get into the house. I should have told you. No, this madness. I didn't want to see anyone from the family Kagome, even my father, as if I didn't want to. I lie. I wanted to see someone, but I wasn't sure if she wanted to see me. This is the same dialogue as earlier. My mind is flooded with memories as I flew over Japan. I don't remember that happening my first playthrough. I don't remember that happening the first time I played through this at all. I don't remember this happening. Okay. This didn't happen the first time I did. This is a weird glitch. Maybe caused by the fact that I've been doing this. I don't know. This is alright. These are wait, hold on. Wait, what just happened there? Wait, what? Wait. Okay. I didn't want my father to tell me anything about it. Perhaps I was afraid to hear what I didn't want to hear. That was the last line of dialogue on the plane. Then we get off. Outside, inside the house went on as I remembered, everything in the exact place, even the infinity of the books that were there were still in the same places. Okay. One were in the airport still. Just as if that other scene happened. But okay. Alright. Budget's dead. That's fine. We're new dialogue now, so we're good. In perfect order, I started to feel suffocating air, oppression in my chest. I didn't think it would affect me so quickly to be in this house. Ike, please sit in your room. There are clean towels and a bathroom prepared for you. I know you had a long trip, but it is waiting for us on a difficult day. I know I'm going to take a bath and go straight down. Please tell me who's coming to Grandpa's funeral? I asked this question standing behind him. I didn't want him to see my face, perhaps because I thought that my gaze would betray my intention to know about her. It will be a private ceremony, you know, that I don't like agglomerations? Your mother will be there, some distant cousins of grandfather, and of course, you know. Oh, you know. He stopped. My heart accelerated. I would be there. I could see him. I could talk to him. Feel his wonderful smell. Next to her husband. Next to her husband. I felt the ground beneath my feet move when I heard that word. Only thing I wanted was for my father to laugh, saying it was a joke. However, those laughs never came. And although I felt my stomach would regain its contents within a year, I needed to ask. Husband, you know, got married? After I asked the question, I realized how ridiculous it sounded. Obviously he got married, so he never replied to my letter. They already have time to learn about everything that happened. Please go prepare for you. For some reason, I felt in my father's voice some trouble. I got confused there because at one point, literally in the middle of his dialogue, she goes back to her monologue. Okay. I didn't care what I could think of right now. My got married so many years ago So many years ago, I lost her forever. Notice again, all the many changing pronouns there. Maybe the character's actually gender fluid. We haven't met the character yet. Maybe it's something like that. But apparently they're married, they have a husband, whoever they are. So, I don't know. Without a word, I climbed the stairs when I felt treacherous tears rolling down my cheeks. I entered the place that was once my room. Pulling the door behind me, I collapsed into it. I couldn't believe what my father said was true, if it was. Yuno would forget me. She would fall in love with someone else again, and that someone is now taking the place I wanted so much next to her. I was probably selfish when I loved her always just for me, wanting me to need only and exclusively for myself, to think that I would be the only one I would love. Perhaps I was mistaken in thinking that by rejecting his destiny as Kagome and running, she will go with me. I still remember the day I gave up everything I ever fought for just for her. A few years ago. Flashback time. Alright, we're in a park. It's been 2 years since I wrote the letter for Yuno. I haven't seen her since. I felt that if I saw her again, she would run out to her arms and never let go of her. It was the most difficult years of my life. I loved her with every heartbeat of my heart. I didn't spend a day without thinking about her. Took a minute for that to register for me. Okay. It's ridiculous that I took her as my strength to continue this stupid engagement. And there I was on my wedding day, fixing the last details for the rehearsal dinner. I will marry the next day with a gentle and sympathetic man, so that he agreed to a prenup in which he would consume our marriage in carnal form until the end of my college career. Maybe I'll learn to love it. I will probably fall in love with Carme. Back at the mansion, I decided to leave my divagations to enter the hall, which was attended by all the guests at the wedding. The list was long enough to completely fill the football field. In the middle of the whole scene, this guy again, one of the dudes from the hospital, same school outfit as me, it's fine. In the middle of the whole scene, I saw him with her kind smile. Look at that kind smile she has. Listen, gender fluid characters, they're all in this game. Looking at me at that time, I realized that I could never love her, not the way I loved Yuno. The rehearsal dinner was extended for a couple hours. The guests were talking to our families, and we were just in the middle of a place we knew wasn't ours. At the end of dinner, I apologized, saying that she was exhausted and she had to rest the next day. I looked at my father, who was in the corner of the living room. Seeing his eyes, somehow knew that I need to talk to him. He came after me, and using all the courage I had for years, I started a conversation that would change my life forever. Father, I don't want to get married, I said, looking carefully at his face, waiting for an alarm or trouble, but it never happened. Then don't make it small. This marriage was arranged by your grandfather, and in many ways, it's my fault since I didn't take the heir's place as I should have. I'm sorry, Ike. Said this, he hugged me. It was going well, where he wasn't moving every time the text happened, and then he had dialogue, and then he animated, right? Okay, cool, that's fine. He got that part of the tutorial. He didn't get the part of the tutorial that said to stop him from doing that after that. Now he just keeps doing it. Did you notice that? I noticed that. Don't apologize. I chose this path, but it took me too long to realize that it's not what I want for my life. It's not what makes me happy. I wept between her hands, just as I did as a child, and suffered from some kind of stumbling before Mom died, of course. However, it is my duty as a father to help you. I have a contact in Toronto who can help us. He took his phone and made some calls. We go to your room. You have to pack the important things you need. Hand tomorrow early in the morning to America, he said with a triumphant smile. Beautiful. This is just beautiful. This is amazing. All right, well, that was astounding. There you go. That was Girls and Sweets. I don't know about you boys, but I only saw one girl. By the way, in case you didn't catch that at the end, her running away from home was her dad just saying, hey, you can not get married and go move to America. That's not running away. You were literally given it. Like, you were given a home in America to go to. Like, this is not running away. Made it sound like this traumatic thing where, like, her whole family doesn't want to talk to her anymore because she ran away from home. Her father was like, yeah, let's get you out there. I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up with everything. Okay, so the story made absolutely no sense. All the art was recycled free assets. You hear this music, by the way? You hear this amazing music that's going on, okay? You hear all this amazing music. This is a part of the soundtrack. And I know what you're thinking. Wolfborg, haven't we only been hearing like one song the whole time? I don't remember if there was a different song. Maybe if I go to the main menu and I go back, we'll probably hear the same song. In fact, we hear it so much that it just doesn't even turn off the music at any point. Alright, but okay, so I bring up the soundtrack because the soundtrack is also for sale. A separate sale thing. So, I mean, there you go. Am I literally not allowed to play the game unless I respond to that guy? Is that what happens there? If I respond to that guy, am I actually able to continue the game? Please don't let that be the case. I could have not stayed and decided to answer. You better get out of here. Okay, the guy answered. That was it? That was it? Alright, that was the part of the tutorial where he learned about choices, I guess. Yeah, so it still breaks, even when you pick the guy in English. So I've discovered the Russian part of this game is not glitched at that point. So, what you do is you can get there. This is about the where it crashed. I mean, I can't translate any of this for you at this point. I can't read it out. But we can click through it a little bit, just to get a glimpse at some of the other characters and beautiful scenes that we can get here, okay? So now I'm guessing this is going back to the present. Oh no, this is when we did the flashback. Okay, so we're doing the flashback. The marriage is here. Okay, this is where the game crashes, normally. So we're there. He's talking to us. We go back. Oh, okay. Can we see, like, anything special that crashes it, or? No, it just fades us into here. And for some reason, that crashes it. Okay. You know, because he reuses the backgrounds and characters every single time, I can't tell who's talking at times. I can't tell where we are at times. We have another choice here. I don't know what either of them do. We have a new character here on screen. Also from the same school, by the way. Also from the same school. Yeah, is that Yuno? I have no clue. You might know. Is this Yuno? This is the chick that's on the store page for this game. So I'm inclined to believe this is the girl. This is Yuno. I'm inclined to believe that's the girl. Also from the same school from that, but with a different outfit, which is unusual. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe it's just different. Maybe it was a different bank of school characters. Maybe it was when their outfits changed, maybe, or something. So yeah, that is Yuno. This is Lero. I have no clue who Lero is. But Lero's not important, so he gets the father font, I guess. I'll call it the father font. And there's me and Yuno. These are the waifus. These are the lesbian protagonists in this game. I'm guessing that was like the plot of this, is that they're whoa, Mom, didn't she die? Whoa, hold on. All right, whoa, hold on. One, she's here. Two, you very clearly go to the same school as all of us. Three, what? You look very dramatic for whatever. We're in a hotel. Where are you getting all this wind from? Okay, all right. I mean, I like your character art. No, don't get me wrong. I like all these characters' arts, but it's very clearly not this dude's art at all. And he charges money for the game, which can be fine if it's royalty free. But I don't like paying for a game where the description has to be what tells me what I'm looking at instead of just looking at something. Because like when I look at a character and I can't tell if it's the father or a brother, because like the text is telling me it's flip-flopping all over the place and doesn't even specify that they're gender fluid or whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. I don't know what oh, we just had a shake there. Oh, shake. This is the part of the tutorial where the dude found out about that kind of effect that he can put into the game. Alright, so now we have the girls. Now all we need is the sweets. Unfortunately, I'm getting the very, very strong feeling that we're not actually going to see any sweets. Do you know why I think we're not going to actually see any sweets? I think it's because he doesn't want to find images of them, because he's reusing the same art over and over again. Maybe he hasn't found, or maybe he did. Maybe he found one specific photo of one of the characters with some sweets, and that's what he inspired this entire game around. It's either going to be one or the other. It's either going to be no sweets at all, you actually see it's in the description and we can't read it, or one of the characters has one specific pose where they have sweets, be it chocolate or whatever, right? And he based the entire game around that. Okay, so we have some royalty-free hallways. This guy who's been used several times. I have no clue who this guy is at this point. Timorzan. Apparently this is Timorzan. We all know Timorzan. Wow, he's blocking my path. He's dancing all around me. I'm just standing there. Okay, chapter 4. We're in 4 chapters deep. We're from Yuno's perspective now. I didn't even realize we were changing perspectives here. Oh man, we're getting deep. The music has not changed. This one solo song, this one soul song, is for sale in his soundtrack. This guy's Russian name is just it's just staying Russian. Other people's names are translated. This guy's not. That's fine. Everything's fine. This is their wedding, I'm guessing, because they were getting married, right? So this is that chick and this dude's wedding. And there's me. I'm showing up to the wedding. Maybe. Or maybe I'm meeting the... Oh, yeah, because... See, this is where the confusion's at, okay? I was supposed to marry this guy. Well, one version of this guy I was supposed to marry. I don't know if it's Timorzan or whoever's Zan or... I don't fucking know. Sinpo, whatever the fuck it says. Okay? I can't read Russian. So don't expect me to actually know what these say. But she's also marrying someone. And all I know is we have 3 characters here and we're in a church. I have no clue what any of these characters are like. I have no clue who any of these characters actually represent, other than maybe my character and Yuno. I have no clue who this character represents at all. And we're in a church. So we're probably still in a flashback, right? So I have no clue if it's I'm marrying him or if she's marrying him, because she does get married and I get married, but I don't even know what's going on. Now granted, a part of it is because I can't read Russian, but I don't know who any of these characters are at all at times. I have to read the description because he just uses the same art over and over. Sometimes he just doesn't put the art in. Is this Yuno's father? Is it my father? I don't know. We're not putting art in the game. It doesn't say Yuno's father. It doesn't specify at all. Literally all the same art assets, and now the main character's dancing around. Yeah, play that stock royalty-free soundtrack again. Play that one track again. Play that same song and charge me money for it, baby. This game costs $2. I think the soundtrack costs $1. Fair enough, I guess. Pretty sure you're not allowed to sell those by themselves. Pretty sure they're royalty free already. You can't just make money selling them. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. But okay, we'll ignore it. We'll let your characters dance around for me. Okay, you found all this art from one place. Usually, like, I won't mind if you're using stock art, stock music, stock back. Like, I won't mind that at all with visual novels, as long as like the money you're charging for is basically the story, okay? Your story is incomprehensible, and maybe that's because there's a translation, but I'm told in some of the Russian reviews that even the Russian translation is bad, so I don't even know anymore. And the other thing is, usually you don't expect it to have this many problems for a visual novel, especially a Renpai visual novel. Renpai visual novels aren't supposed to have as many problems as this game has with it. Namely, the fonts and the crashing of the English translation. Usually, it's very hard to fuck it up. But you did it. You managed to do it, dude. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. I don't know how you did the font shit either, but you did that. You got it inconsistent for no. I got ending 2. I know what you're thinking. Boom. Boom. Same ending. I didn't get a new achievement. It's still ending 2. Nothing changed. So, okay, backgrounds by Uncle Mugen. Uncle Mugen, you made these backgrounds? Did you really? Did you really, Uncle Mugen? Music by Alka Knight? Okay, so maybe a guy was actually commissioned to make this song. This one singular song. And they're charging money for it. Okay then, alright. I'll let you, I'll give that a pass then. I didn't know that because I haven't been able to get to the credits until just now. So I give you credit for that. You're crediting the gravity font. That's good, even though you decide not to use it at times for random reasons. Miscellaneous items by Konet. What is miscellaneous items? What does that mean? Okay, so this is Konet. We found the Patreon. This is a freelance artist who does art, games, comics, all that, and works mostly on visual novels. So what I'm guessing happened here, as you can see here, they have the $20 deluxe, one patron. Notice that they're not, I'm assuming that she because of the character. This person is not making $25 a month or like, $20 a month. So clearly the guy got it once. a certain month, probably last month if I were to make a guess, and he got the deluxe asset pack. And what I'm guessing is a part of the deluxe game asset pack is probably the high school characters in the game. Okay, like I'll admit, it's quality art inside of the game itself, but it doesn't fit at all, and I don't think the guy registered that you shouldn't use high school like character art for characters that aren't in high school, and then only use just those for every character, and just use the text box to explain. I don't even know. It was a shit show. Let's go back in the game. About Made in Ren'Py version 1.03 means he's updated this a little bit since he's made it. So yeah, that was Girls and Sweets, a game that had nothing to do with sweets. It was made in Russian first, and then Google translated into English later poorly. And apparently the Russian itself was also poorly done. Has weird fonting issues. Will have the characters dance around because the developer wanted to fuck around with character animations. Okay, whatever. Assets that are from a deluxe pack from someone on Patreon, who we got a Patreon for like a month, and then just took the assets and tried to make money from the assets themselves. Maybe the artist allows this, I have no clue. But the art itself just doesn't fit with what the characters he physically wrote them as saying, like being. He'll write they wear white lab coats. They're not wearing white lab coats. They are all the same age, and yet they will say one person is the other person's father or mother or whatever. Doesn't make any fucking sense. And the English version crashes at a certain point very early in the game. You never have any clue what's going on in the game anyways though, so I don't really think it affects you too much. This game is $2. The soundtrack is $1. Don't buy this. Don't fall for this shit. Don't. Just don't. There was... these are the girls. No sweets. Fuck off. Thank fucking God. 1.4 hours. We can refund this, boys. We did it. Support me on Patreon for $1 and I'll dance with you to that one song from the soundtrack all night long. You know the one. You know the song. Oh, you know. I'm funny. Give me money. Please.